Am I a dickhead? I've been told quite a few times that I happen to be. So why is that? From my perspective, I would say maybe. In some ways, yes. In a lot of ways, no. It's more so just my form of communication can be misinterpreted quite easily by people that are sensitive. And so that's where my issue would lie, where I communicate incredibly direct. Let me give you an example with one of the components of the business right now that I'm not going to name. It's not doing very well. It's not handling the scale. We're trying to take on a lot of new business right now. We're growing exponentially. But there's one constraint where they are really struggling and they're not super eager to try and get better, and they're honestly just getting worse the more work that they have and the more money that I'm giving them to this department of the business to try and grow. And so today I just said something, I just said very direct, that I'm not happy with what's going. Here are the things that I think that we should do to fix it. And it's one, I was just a little upset and annoyed because I'm really working quite hard, and I don't think that this department of the business is able to withhold the scale. So then I need to try and find replacements for that because they're not able to maintain the quality. So I'm looking for a lot of different replacements for this in-house team that we're using for one of the components of my business that I'm spending like 5 figures monthly on. It's not a cheap expense, and it's continuing to get substantially more and more. And so when I talked to them in a group chat, I was just incredibly direct with the issue that we have, why we have the issue, and then it was what I think we can do about it, and then some examples of better work that I think that we should base it on. And then I was just very direct, saying, what is it that is your constraint? Is it you not understanding what you need to do? Is it that you do not have capacity to do what we need to do? Is it something else? Is it the time frame that we're looking for these projects on? Because if I don't understand the problem, then we can't fucking fix it. And so it's more so I was upset with the lack of communication. And if I know why we're having issues, then I can figure out how we can fix it, right? But if I don't know and everything just continues to go downhill and it continues to get worse at scale, then I'm in the dark and I'm the one that has 100% of the liability for the risk. That's why you have to manage stepping away from the business and going back in. Often, it's just called cutting the grass, or this is what one of my buddies calls it. Because when you start to build a business and you have multiple different avenues of the business, the goal is always to back off and to work on higher leverage opportunities. And so I backed off and I've been working on much higher leverage opportunities, and we've been growing, we've been taking on a lot of new clients. But then what happens is that department starts to struggle and it starts to go downhill a little bit. So what do you have to do? You have to go back in and you have to cut the grass. You have to figure out, what is the issue? How can we fix this? You jump back in, you cut the grass, and then you come back out. But what most people do is they hear all these people that says, you can have a business that just runs itself. And that's quasi-true. A lot of my friends are doing 9 figures yearly in their business. And this is something that they still constantly have to do. You're never going to have something that's just 100% passive that just makes you unlimited amounts of money, right? Nothing is that easy, unless of course you sell your business and you just have it all in treasuries. But when you're growing your business, there's always going to be issues, and you just have to go into the business and then fix it up, and then you can kind of go back out and work on higher leverage stuff. At least that's what I try and do. That's what I'm trying to do as we scale. This is a new thing for me because I spend so much time working in the business, like really just fucking working hard. But because there's so many avenues of the business now, and we have so many different verticals that we're trying to create, I need my time to be on a lot of higher leverage stuff. That's the goal. And so when I'm jumping back in, I'm the bad guy. And I actually had to text another one of the guys, Jan, and say, dude, I'm obviously the bad guy here. I just came in and I just disrupted everything. They're all gonna hate me because I don't have as much talk with these people. There's probably 10 to 15 of them. And I don't have as much direct communication with them as I do with kind of the core people that we have. And so I basically said, Jan, go back in there and you need to be the nice guy, right? Just say, hey, here's what we need to work on. Like, Josh is just frustrated. Don't listen to him, blah, 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 blah. And you need to have the kind of yin and yang, because I can't just be a dickhead. And I don't want to be a dickhead. It's not my intent. It's just I didn't know what the issue was, so I jumped in. And I probably just had too short of a temper. And I've been looking for my fucking phone for the past 7 minutes I've been making this video. And so a lot of people just think that I'm a dickhead when I speak to people, when that's not really the case at all. I'm just incredibly forward and direct because I have zero time and tolerance for circling around the problem. Just directly state the problem. And that's just what all my business owner friends do. And that's how I speak. And that's how I want to be spoken to. Now, I understand that a lot of people I need to be nicer to. My girlfriend constantly reminds me of that. And it's not like I try and be like a dick. I'm so busy so often. I just don't want to beat around the bush. However, we're definitely going to fix the problem. And it's not even a big problem right now. It's actually not that big of a problem at all. You just need to have tension. That's what something that Ken, one of the guys I use, probably one of the greatest business mentors on earth. He's one of my best buddies, one of my clients, but also one of my mentors. He always says, dude, you need to have tension. Even if it's just a little bit, you just need to have some degree of tension with people at some times. And he said, tension is not bad. So you don't want everything to be tense. You just need to know that there's some sort of tension with a department of your business or with something to where you don't just get walked all over around. And that he is saying that from a perspective of wisdom, not and personal experience, not because that's just what he thinks is true. And I've unfortunately had to deal with that so often that building a little bit of tension can sometimes be quite good. So anyway, Business Chronicles, it's fun scaling. There's just a lot of different components to it. When you're trying to provide the highest quality service humanly possible, because that's what I want. I want the highest quality service for our clients as humanly fucking possible. And I just have this standard of excellence that I want to have for our clients' services, that I want everyone else to bring that same sort of energy. And so it's frustrating when some people don't. And that's where you need the tension for. And if people don't want to be a part of that, that is completely fine. I don't want them a part of my company or what we're trying to build here. It's just would not be a good cultural fit. Anyway, got a lot of work to do. Let's get after it.